Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and I have been doing a lot of projects that were super structured and just, follow this, do this, do this, score, cut, make a folio, and I kind of was wanting something a little more that would exercise some creative muscles and be a little more free, and where we could just kind of sit down and play a little bit. So I watched a video recently of Margret's over at 7 Plaza and really enjoyed it, and thought I would do something similar to that. And so we are just gonna take 3 envelopes and make them into a cute little thing with pockets. And we're just gonna let the substance of this be about decorating. I have pulled, so these 3 papers are a new kit that's in my shop. It's called the Rose Petal Shop kit, and it's just very, neutrals, white roses, some invoice pieces, and I'm just really loving it. So I'm going to use those, and then I've got my vintage pink fairy fussy cuts. I've got a few of those prepped as kind of focal points for the back. And this is one of my neutral backgrounds papers that I just did a little bit of stamping on. And then I've got a bunch of like text papers and book pages and invoicey things that I'm going to use just to kind of collage these. So it'll just be kind of a fun, chill, a little more relaxed craft with me video. So I did ink these ahead of time, just around all their edges and everything. I have saved one that's going to be the flap. So I'm going to put these together just like this, right? And so then they're going to fold in. I think we'll do it like this. I want this fold on the left side, so it can fold up like this. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take the sticky tape off. Actually, it's probably better to leave that sticky tape on because it's tricky to get it straight with that. I'm not going to do it right on top of the fold. Just, close with a little room to maneuver. Just like that. Same thing with this guy. When this video drops, I will be in Switzerland. Having lots and lots of fun in the mountains. I'm not at the moment while filming it, but I'm looking forward to it very much. Okay, yeah. So this is how this is gonna go. And now I wanna start with my insides, I think, and do these, figure out something for these insides that is consistent. Because that was one thing that she did that I really liked, where it was, I don't know if I have anything wide enough with words that would be able to be upright on that. So that is going to be a little tricky. I might have to use something like this, but then they're all going to be different. I liked that she did them all the same. I did. What else do we have? I've got a whole big piled full folder of just bits that are kind of this vintagey style. There's even a little thing I made in there. But I don't know if it's realistic to expect. Ooh, you know what we could do? This is the Vintage Memories paper pack. I'm gonna go run and get that, and I'm gonna use that. It'd be fun to use some doilies here too. Oh, playing with paper is the most fun. Okay, so this guy will have some, we'll use one of these for the insides, because that'll be wide enough. I think that'll work super well, actually. And then I can make all of those insides to match. And actually we can just cut at the width. That's the proper width to get this in here, and then I can make 3, just like that. Okay, just gonna see how long I want them, and I'm not gonna cover all the way. I'm just gonna go about this much. Margrethe had flower fairies, which I was very jealous of, so now I'm looking around for them. Try to find some for something like this, because her end product was so beautiful. Okay. 1 and 2. I want to put that upright. I want to put it upright. So those are all going to go in there like this. Yeah. And that's going to be so fun. So I'm just going to ink up the top edge, because that's the one you're going to see. And we'll use some Fabri-Tac. Slide these guys in there, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. Ripping. Collaging. Get those guys straight. See what we want to do with these outside guys, or inside guys, really. It's the back, that's the outside guys. Okay, and the last one. It's a little weird for me on camera doing stuff that requires a little more creativity and thinking, because I'm not so great at thinking and you know, coming up with new stuff when I'm being filmed. I'm just a little, I don't know, my brain shuts off a little, you know? I guess it's a thing. All right, I'm gonna make that the same as the others with a little bit of a gap there. I like that already. Okay, so let's start with these backs. This is gonna be our inside middle. So what I'm thinking is that these fairy ladies become the sort of focal point for these pages, right? So I have to decide who I want on my cover. So this will be my cover ultimately, right here. And I'm gonna have my flat here. So I might want her. Might want her. Oh, I kind of like that. It could stand for them to be just a little bit bigger for this size of envelope, but we'll make that background look really pretty and nice too, right? So let's start ripping some of this up. I definitely want to get these bits. And I kind of want to just do this relatively, you know, I'm going to let the papers shine and do this with relatively large chunks kind of this paper so that it gets a chance to, you know, mix up with the text pages, but it's going to be like big chunks. Big chunks. Big chunks. I don't know, some of these have a little bit of a gray cast that is challenging with the papers. There's really it's not a gray. Okay, let's start putting stuff down. But these papers are really flexible for that, right? Like they naturally fit kind of a collage feel. Oops. I want my other glue. This one's nice and full. And actually, I was considering using glue stick or sticky tape for these because probably I'm not going to sell this and I don't need to use a bunch of valuable Fabri-Tac for something like this. And I am going to leave that little bit of border, I think, because these are craft envelopes. I don't mind that. But I've gotten in the habit of always using Fabri-Tac for everything, and I do love it. But for something I'm potentially not going to sell, it really isn't necessary, and it's pricey. So I prefer to not necessarily be using it, you know? I've started to learn how to rip. You see that? I didn't used to be very good at that. I've gotten much better. It's easier to do with bigger pieces than smaller ones. Yeah. This is also a little bit of an exercise in just like put things down. And don't fuss too much. Because that's what some of us around here need to get better at. I'm not saying you necessarily. Me, definitely. Would something like this work? I kind of like that, but I want to cover up underneath here too. Yup, up, up. I'll get these guys out of the way. If I did that, and I did this. I liked it better with two, but I could also put some stamping on it. It's very white. Probably should have I'm gonna do it. And then I just need something for that corner over there. This helps me remember that crafting is fun. You know, like ultimately that's what it's all about, is that making these junk journals the ultimate goal is for it to keep feeling like play. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. Really loving that. So I'm gonna cut here, and I'm gonna cut about here, and I'm gonna try that one in my slicer so that I can get some straight lines. Gonna go like that. And then she's gonna go on top. And maybe something else too. Maybe we'll figure I was actually not as far over as I wanted that doily. I don't know, guys. I wanted it farther over. Maybe we can use the other half. You know, because I kind of wanted it behind her like that. Yeah. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna actually cover this with a little skinny piece. Maybe I have a little skinny piece somewhere already. Like this. Beep. Thanks. And then this guy, she can end up going. How do I keep getting that out of place? I keep putting it somewhere where I like it, and then it just moves. It's moving on its own, I tell you. I swear. I don't want to lose her balloon. She goes up further. I don't know. Maybe I just shouldn't have used the white in the first place. Here we go. Putting it on. Stop fussing. Putting it on like this. She's gonna go on like this, and that's gonna be fine. This should have been bigger. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Because I want that. See, I want to cover this up. What if? What if? What if? Nope. Nobody goes in that right spot. I mean, like, that is pretty good. It's just, I'm gonna lose her balloon off the side, which I guess I could do. I actually like that. I like her like that. This little bit down here is gonna show, but that's okay. I think I'm happy with her. Like this. We'll cut off the side of the balloon, so I see where exactly. So I'm not gluing that side. I shouldn't be gluing on top of my papers either. I should be gluing on my butcher paper. Can I turn her? Maybe I can turn her a little. Maybe that's what I did. Yeah? Okay. Look at that. It's just solved it. Okay. I'm happy with that. Took a little longer than I wanted, but let's do the others in just that same way. So this is going to be the back. Bring me back my papers. What do I have for pieces here? We'll just do like a side like this. The full side maybe. I like that music paper that I was using, but I might have to find some more of it because this other one I have isn't working. It's really gray. Too gray, too gray. Let's see. Use it. These are more yellow. Hopefully those will work. Let's just do this guy here. Give it some ink. It's a super hot Sunday here in Austin. My AC's busted. I'm sitting with the fan on me, having some crafting fun. Okay, let's put some contrasting things next to it. Reaching for the Fabri-Tac. It's good to use these though. I have tons of them from when I first started crafting, and I was using them all the time, and now I don't use them very much. So how can we get some more roses? I think that's gonna be probably not what we want. Let's see what else we have from this, actually. I also got this guy. Oh, that's nice. Let's do that. I'm gonna rip this top part off so that I can use my whole rose like that. That's only 3 pieces to make my collage, but maybe I can add a little piece in the middle with one of my stamped papers. Might work here. And let's see about which fairy is going to come. I like her there a lot. So what else? You know, I was thinking like maybe some of this could add a little something something. I don't know. I don't really want to cut it out if I don't think it's gonna work. You know her. It's a little bright. It feels a little bright. What about just another strip? I like that. And then we could put like a label or some words or something here. else. I have these little guys. These little embossed guys. Oh yeah, that might finish it off nicely with some kind of word over the top. These words are a little bit little, I don't know. These are from an Artie Mays. An Artie Mays kit. I might want my bigger words. So let's get out of order here. Put our top piece on. Put this guy on in the right direction. She's gonna go on just like this. See, when you don't introduce doilies into your mix, things come together more quickly and easily, right? Okay, let's see what we have for words. Surely there's something that will work for us here. Dreams? How about dreams? It's gonna give that a little background too. Always give my words backgrounds. Just makes them pop super nicely. I'm just gonna cut around that one. Yeah. Oh, happy day. Quiet afternoon of crafting. Actually, maybe you want to make that round. No, I don't want to fuss with it. I want it to be easy. Easy peasy today. It's too hot to fuss. Okay, good. Now let's go. This is gonna be our, so our cover is like this. This is our in middle. Let's go like this. Actually, let's rip. Rip. My ink pad's drying out. Needs help. Send help. Dry ink. Pretty. Okay, and we definitely want some more music paper. Let's make this one with some like smaller pieces here, because the other one I just did like those huge pieces, and I just want to make this one a little more fun, right? A little more going on. Some little guys here. Ooh, I like that one. Glue stick. I really got to get to the edges with this. That's one thing that I don't remember. I'm so used to working with Fabri-Tac, which just oozes. All right, cracking on with finishing up this little collage page. Apologies for the interruption. Someone came home unexpectedly, but we roll with it. And now I am back, and actually it gave me a chance to set up a few things for my interiors for these. I actually printed out some pieces that I'll use as interior tuck spots. Make sure I wanted that underneath, so I'm just making sure. And the thing with those interiors is they're a little tricky because of the little bits, the side flaps. I'm not gonna fuss about it on this project. I think I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate with these pieces here. But what you could do is if you have another envelope of the same type, you can open it up, unstick the glue from the flaps, and use it as a template. And that's what I do for my envelope junk journals that I make. I have templates for all the different pieces, and I use the same shape envelope over and over again. Okay, so what's left here? This little piece here. I don't know if I want to cover that one up quite so much. Maybe we'll rip it off in a couple places here. This one, and then I like having the straight edge there, but I want to rip so that more of this guy shows. So right here. And then just a little piece for the top. And we'll be set. And our girl. Figure out who and where. This teeny piece. That'll do. Perfect. Oh, I love collage. Oh yes. Oh, that's gonna be no question right there. She goes with this page perfectly. I think just like that. Maybe add a word. Woo-hoo. I got some little words from I think an Artie Mays printable here that I was thinking about. But I think they need some backgrounds. They're a bit small. Something like this, maybe. Specimen. Specimen's not gonna work. We could do nature's path. That might be fun on this one. Nature's path. There we go. This guy. Yes, I like that. And also, The rule with this project is no fussing. Stick it down. It's maybe a little less inked than I would have liked it, but that's okay. Oh, fun, pretty, I love it. Okay, we've got her on here and her on here and her on here. You might want to add a little saying or something to that guy too, but I like it. Okay, so let's do the inside. So I cut some book pages, some of these French, I got these super old French books. They were a little musty when I got them, and I put them in a plastic bucket closed up with some baking soda, and they've come a long way. So now I'm using them. They're a really nice paper. I don't know if it's what they call rag paper, but it's very thick. You know, feels almost like cloth. So I cut a couple of these up just to make this easy. And then I've got these guys, which come from my vintage pink fairies ephemera kit. And they are just the right height about to come in here and make a tuck spot. And so all I need now is to cover up these little guys here. And so I kind of want those to go underneath. So maybe we just take some, I don't know fuss with being super precise about this, right, on these. So I might actually just, I think I'm just going to do something like this and let them be ragged edged if they want to be, just so that I can be super chill about what these look like. I'm just gluing on here so that this can actually hang over the edge, and that will be, that might actually end up really liking that look, with them, you know, kind of hanging out over there, which is better than fussing for me right now with trying to get the exact right shape. These are envelopes that I don't actually use all that often either, so it's not like, ugh. See, I wanted to put the glue on here though. Just talking and not thinking, so I'm just gonna kind of try to make sure that I don't glue that part down. Okay, so I think that's what we're gonna go with. I like that. That's gonna be really fun, actually. So I'm gonna put down my book pages. I might actually do some, these are a little light. They don't have a lot of that kind of tan color. They're a little bit white feeling in contrast with all the other papers that I'm using here, which are a little darker. So I think what I might do on this part that shows is a little bit of something decorative, right? So like up here on this side, yeah, I think we will go this way. Just a little bit of ink in a stencil. And that'll give it a little bit of something dark. I just want to make sure I go far enough that I'll end up underneath my little tuck spot guy that I'm gonna put on here. Just a little very quick bit, right? I think that is awesome. I'm actually gonna put this one there too. So let's do, I'm actually gonna use Fabri-Tac for this because I just want some little lines of glue. And he goes on here. Perfect size. Fit right inside there. Oh, whoa. I am more pleased with this than I thought I was going to be. Okay, great. That was a great idea. Let's do that with more of these little bits here, right? We'll make one for here. And we'll have one for here too, but let's actually make it just a little skinnier. It's quite wide. I maybe made it too skinny. I've got all these, this is actually great because I've got all these little bits ripped up just right here that just make perfect, yeah, they're perfect for this. So let's put the glue on the envelope and not on the paper. Awesome. On the envelope, not the paper. Oh my goodness. Doesn't take me but 2 seconds before I just forget and I'm putting it on that paper. Okay, and let's put our book page on. Glue in my lap. It's okay. I do have these kind of sticking out a little bit beyond the length of this too, but I think that's okay. I think it works out fine. Okay, stick that down and then let's get our stencil back. I'll go with that up here. I love this as a way of just adding a little bit of something. A lot of times it's just those little touches that end up pulling the whole thing together, right? Oh, you guys, I have started a mushroom journal that it's gonna be a new hardcover that I'm actually decorating. I haven't done one in a while. Like the botanical journal I did ages ago that turned out so beautifully. And I'm being very intentional with it, and I'm doing all kinds of new things, experimenting with inks, and I think I passed like 3 hours working on it last night without even noticing. You know, the time just disappears. Okay, love that. Last one. What do we have? For our last couple of, this guy is not really long enough. Oh, come on, I just need 2 more. Where are you guys? They are not quite long enough, I don't think. Here's my book page. Oh, this guy's okay. He can be long enough. Just barely. We'll give him a little bit of, nope. No, he's really not, unless I really give it a lot of breathing room at the top, which I didn't on the others, kind of covered them. It's not gonna go underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and use this guy. He has a little bit of envelope showing, but I think we'll live with that. More than the others. Okay. Who else? Who else is long enough? This guy's long enough, but he's not very wide. That's okay. He'll match the other one. Sorry, I probably need to move this this guy over. He's too long. You probably can't see what I'm doing here. Last guy. I'm really just doing the same thing 3 times anyway, and I just put the glue on the paper again. What can you do? Okay, big page. And stenciling. I want to lay this down. Okay, and this is not the one, this is the one here. Stencil. I actually got a little darker on this one, and I kind of like just the light sloppy one that I did first. So let's just go a little quicker. Less intensity. Get what we get. Yeah. Okay. And then she goes on as our tuck spot. Ooh-wee. I am liking how this baby looks. All right, so we've just got our flap left and a closure if we want to do a closure. Let's do something with this outside flap with these pretty papers. Maybe. I do have 2 more fairies I could put, but then it's going to end up, I could put her here. That might work really beautifully, actually. On top of something sort of plain like this one. How fussy do I want to be? So this is a thing I don't have a template for either. And again, I don't really want to fuss about with trying to get it exactly right. What I can do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let this one be totally covered. I'm just going to glue it on and then cut around to keep it easy for myself, right? Let's give it some ink first on these 2 sides. This was a really quick and dirty project, so I'm happy that it's coming out so nicely. So then I'm just going to cut around here. If it was something more serious, I'd go to the trouble of making a template. But this is fun. It's fun to do it this way. Okay, so then that's gonna get some ink on all those other edges. A little bit more up here. And then, do we want to do a button closure? Where's my girl? And what else? I think I'm gonna do a little more stenciling too on the top here, or all the way up and down this. Okay, I've been interrupted twice, but today I'm finishing this one, I swear. Just finishing off my front cover, and I've got a plan now that I think is going to be really cool. Just to finish off this last bit of decoration, and then I will put on a closure and cover up on the inside. Ooh, isn't that lovely? We like that, right? Okay, so I was gonna put this lady on here. And actually I have to figure out where my closure is gonna go. That's okay, I don't think it's gonna interfere with her. Well, normally it would, but I can put it, I'm gonna put it above her. Maybe I'll pull her down a little bit. It's off center. That's gonna bug me. And I was gonna put this guy here and this guy here. And I do like that. I like it. I think I'm not gonna worry about it. That was the whole point of this little here project, right? And I have really, really enjoyed just doing something a little more quick and dirty for playing. I've been doing so many very tight and tidy little projects lately. This was a good way to just make use of these papers, and I'm gonna just make a hole in the middle here. So this is just a 1-inch circle punch, 2 times on the craft and 1 time on the decorative paper. And I am gonna just draw where I want my hole there and put this on with a brad. Lots of other videos on how to make this kind of closure if you've never seen it before. But I'm thinking that most of you probably had, so then I'm just using the brad, putting in here. Because I've done this 1,000 times on the channel. In fact, I think there's a video that's solely dedicated even just to that if you wanted it. Okay, and so then for that, I'm just gonna use some twine on this one. I'm gonna go underneath and make a couple knots. And then I'm gonna find something for that inside to cover up those brad legs. Just trim that off. And then this guy can come around like this. I don't think I'm gonna give it a whole bunch of extra. I think I wanna just keep it very simple one time around. I like it. Okay, and then inside, let's just cover this last guy here with something. And I think we'll just do that the same way I did. I actually should have waited and done this before I did my, before I put the twine on. Something like that. Is that what I want? I also have this guy who's kind of pretty. I don't know. I think we're just gonna stick with this. I'll just go ahead and glue that here. Simple is the name of the game with this one. But I do want to give it some ink. Okay, just like this. And then we can cut around it out here and ink up those outside edges too. Looks like I've got a little bit of extra on this side too that I need to trim off, a little extra envelope that's still showing there. Here. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I actually really, I wasn't sure how that was gonna go right there. But it turned out really nice. Could also do something here, but I think I'm just gonna leave that. Look at that. Super pretty. Yeah? That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this fun little project, and I will see you in the next video.